Hey guys, sorry that I've been, inactive, I guess. Inactive, or I don't even know the word. Okay, sorry about that, dude. Haven't posted for like a month or something, like 2 months, I don't even know anymore. But I pretty much stopped playing Fortnite for like a month and a half, around about. And, then when I came back, I didn't really feel like posting any videos immediately. But I saw that we reached 500 subscribers, so I thought, you know what, bro? Let's just make one real quick. It's a really quick one. It's really badly made, probably really badly edited and everything. I just really want to get it out right now. So I'm just gonna show you guys a quick little tips, I guess, from how to survive tilted and just how to survive locations in general. Alright. So first of all, you need to have a good landing, alright? Whenever you jump out of battle bus, try to go for the low areas if you want to reach tilted. The ravine, loot lake, and this area are the best. So here, and here. Alright, this is also not too bad. It's a bit on the higher side, I guess, the more mountainous areas, but it's still possible if you can land really good in between the mountains, for example, or like right here, and you can glide in between those mountains. Figure it out, figure out how you can get the lowest in playground just by respawning. You click on respawn and you'll spawn in the air again. Figure it out, but those places are places I definitely know. Here, and here. You can figure out some places you want to land. If you want to land in this building, try to land certain places, for example. It's not even a building, but you know what I mean, alright? Another tip you can do of landing for just general everywhere, if you go to the sides, try to land by the ocean. It's very handy. And then one last tip for landing is about the zip lines. There's a new little thing in this little tip and technique, I guess. If you want to land in Frosty Fires, for example, there's a lot of zip lines that go in and out of it and all the way over here and all the way up to Polar Peak, If you're gliding down, just land on the zipline while you're gliding from the battle bus when you jumped out of battle bus. And then when you're on the zipline, you can just click space, jump off of it, and what'll happen is you won't take any fall damage. So there's a zipline that goes from here to here or something, right? Or from here to here, I can't remember. But if you just glide and you jump, you land on the zipline and you jump off, you'll be 20 seconds, well 10 seconds on the ground before anybody else will. So that's a quick little technique you can use for certain locations where there are zip lines present. Next thing is about your loot. So I just looted real quick these two floors, and I got a scope TR, a big shield, and this. So I drink the big shield, 50 shield, grenades, and scope TR. I've got to keep my distance from players now because I have no shotgun. Just taking an example with this loot, right? I could loot further and maybe I'll find a shotgun, but just right now I'm just going to pretend like this is the only loot I got from this building. Should be very strange. So I have 3 grenades. And let's imagine there's someone in this building. It's common sense you have to use all the time. Just use common sense. I know that there's 1 and 2 chests in this building and not too much floor loot. So this guy in here has a high chance of not getting a shotgun, alright? And just in general not getting too much loot. I know there's 2 pallets, I believe, which will give him around about 100 wood, So just remember this information for every building of what can they get, what is a loot that is possible. If I stop pushing the guy in this building, I know that he's going to have a shotgun, he's going to have shields, he's going to have mats from all the pallets, he's going to have everything. So I have to be careful how I push him, I have to know he's going to be pretty looted up. For this guy, I know he's not going to have a lot of loot. I can wait right here for him to come out of the building, and that's the first kill. Or you could just push him if you have a good loot. If you have a shotgun and a P90, for example, or just a lot of shields, just push him immediately, Work around your loot, I guess you could say. So if you got a shotgun and a P90, push the guy immediately. He's not going to have a shotgun and a P90. The chance is so small and minuscule from this building to get a shotgun and a P90 that it's almost none, alright? So just push. If you got less good loot, wait. Play safe. That's all you gotta do. Play passive. But don't play too passive where you have no kills. That's not fun, is it now? So yeah. Now imagine we killed him and he had SMG, imagine. Now your loot's looking something like this. This is what he found in this building. Oh, there you go. You got an amazing loadout to demolish buildings. This is a complete example I'm giving here. I could have gone a shotgun and I would have said different exclamation. Now I know I've got good close range loadout and I've got stuff to destroy buildings in general. 2 SMGs. I can spray, and when I run out of ammo for this one, you switch to the other one. You see, you work around your loot. So in this case, I know this guy's gonna have some buildings, some building materials. Imagine he was he went here, farmed this, farmed all the trees. He's got a lot of buildings, mats. So I'm just gonna push him from here, go over here, and just start spraying him down with my SMGs until he runs out. for example, or throw some grenades from a distance. He can't hear that until they get very nearby. Maybe it'll do a damage to him, you know? Work around your loadout. I'm going to say it's like 5,000 times because it's so important. Use common logic, common sense, all that stuff, you know? Alright, now we're just going to grab a shotgun, just to kind of bam bam, and I'm going to imagine that I have, obviously the tree doesn't give you that much wood, but imagine I have, this is the amount of mass I have. I know I've got a good amount of mass, so I'm going to push the guy that has mats as well. This guy in here. Or maybe there's a guy in here. And I know this guy has mats, so I'm first going to push this guy, hoping that he has some mats. For example, you know, think logical. Work around your loadout, work around the mats, work around your shields. If you got a lot of shields, push the player. If you don't got any shields, play more passive. You know, play like here. Start shooting players from a distance so that they can't shoot you back, you know. Always play around your loadout. It's that simple. The better the loadout, the more you should push, obviously. That's a common rule. So, now I'm going to show you some mat spawns. A lot of mats spawn right here. There's like 100 wood around about. There's a forest full of stuff. A lot of metal and a Christmas tree, you know, whatever. Here's a lot of wood. Here is the most amount of wood, but it's in the center, and there's a lot of chests here. So whoever lands here has a high chance of dying, obviously. Because if you look at the building, look how many holes it has everywhere. If you're standing here, you're looting that chest, you can get shot from every side from Tilted. Just remember that. The more loot a building has, the more chance more people land there, and the more chance you're gonna be exposed from more directions. As an example. For example, this building, all the way here, it's all in the corner of Tilted. It's got the least loot from every building, probably, together with this one. And this one. Think about that, for example, for a second. You know, the buildings on the edge have the least amount of loot, because they're less risky to land. So if you land in the middle, you're gonna have more loot, you have more mats, but you're gonna be much more, you know, targeted from every player that comes from the sides inwards. So that's a tip I can give right now. So if you want to go for more kills, land in the middle. If you want to take a risk, land in the middle. If you want to play it more safe, you really want to get higher win ratio, for example, land on the side buildings. Simple techniques. It's really common sense if you think about it. You can apply this to every city in the game. Retail Row, for example. This is the biggest house in Retail Row. How many people land there? 3 per game, probably. Paradise Palms. How many people land in the hotel? Quite a lot. Pleasant Park. How many people land in this building? How many people land in this building? The most out of all the buildings in the city, because this one has a lot of wood, this one has a lot of chests. Lazy Links. How many people land here? The most. You see what I'm saying? It's in every single part. Every single city. It's just common sense, you know? Every place has that. It has that 1 or 2 buildings that is the most looted, you know? Because it's just got the most loot. So most people land there. So just think about it that in every single city. Another little tip is practice in playground. Land in playground on the place that you want to, you know, have set as your location. I would always suggest to choose like 2 to 3 locations, not more. Not more, not less. If you have one location and it's, for example, Retail Row, and a bus goes over here, you gotta fly far. Or if a bus goes here, you gotta get in a very crowded area. You don't want that. If you're really trying to win for the early, you know, survive the early game, you don't want to land in a crowded area. Just giving an example though. So I would suggest one very low place, for example, Lonely Lodge, or, you know, Haunted Hills. One mediocre place, Tomato Temple, Snobby Shores, Lucky Landing, Fatal Fields, and a one hotspot, Tilted Towers, Retail Row, Paradise Palms, Salty Springs, Pleasant Park, Lazy Links, Happy Hamlet, Frosty Flights, you know? One of each. And then, depending on the situation, if you want to go for kills, you can land in your hotspot. So have like 3, 4 locations. Depending, the more you play, obviously, the more locations you can have. So the more hours you have in the game, the more you know about the chests. But always have certain places where you're specialized in. I'm specialized in Tilted, Lucky Landing, and to be honest, I don't have really a middle place. I guess Tomato Temple I have in the tournaments. I always go Tomato Temple because it's got a lot of mats. But yeah, have 3 locations. Go to, you know, playground, land, check where all the chest spawns are, check where all the loot spawns, because in playground everything spawns, all the loot, ground loot spawns. So I know there's a chance that there's a gun spawning here. I know there's a chance there's a gun spawning here. I know there's a chest under here. I know that there's an ammo box somewhere in here. I remember. You see, I know that up there there's a chest. I know that in here there's a loot spawn in here as well. There you go. See, I know all this stuff because I did this in Playground. I checked where everything spawns, loot box, It's a little sign behind here. Look, boom, there's a sign. You gotta learn every little nook and cranny of the city that you're in, you know? The more time you spend on that, figure out this wall, I believe, has 600 health for 550. 600 health. There you go. I knew that. Why? Because I learned the wall health as well. It's important to learn as well, the wall health. It may not seem important, but it's extremely important. This tree has like, I believe 200. 200. There you go. This has like 250, I think. 300. I don't know everything obviously, but you get the point. 300 health this wall has. I know this is a weak wall. You can break through it very easily. No one cares about that. But you get it. That has 200 health. These like fences. I think this is the mini fence, so it has less. Yeah, 150, maybe even 100. Learn the walls so you know what you can break through easy. You know what I mean? So try to learn everything. Loot spawns, all that stuff. Learn which buildings are the most, you know, popular in your city. That's something that's kind of common logic. This one, that's the most popular building, together with treehouse probably, and then this one. Tilted, the the middle three. Shifty is mostly populated. Fussy flights, just think logical, to be honest. It's not too hard. I'm gonna say that's all the tips I can give you right now, just for surviving early game. Depending on your, so let's just go over a quick little summary. Depending on the loot you have, you play around your loot. If you have a lot of shields, push more players, because you can heal up if you get shot. If you don't got any shields, you got 100 health, you have no shields or healing or bandage or anything, play a bit safer, play a bit more passive, build like this, shoot people from a far distance, until you kill someone. Or until they push you, play around your loot. It's, that's just a simple tip. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I hope it helped. It's very quickly made, but I just quickly said all the tips I could think of real quick. So that's how you can improve at the early game. 3 locations, one very, lowly populated, one medium populated, and then one high populated. Let's do that, and you'll see massive improvement. Alright, bye-bye guys.